I'm about to tell you one of the strangest Bible stories of all time. Do you know what the word necromancy means? This is the practice of calling up dead people, people that have already died. You call them up to seek information from them. And this happened in the Bible. Let's get to the word. So this was when Saul was king over Israel. And that time, the Spirit of God had already departed from him. So Saul, they were at war with the Philistines. And then the Philistines, they camped in Shunem. The Israelites, they camped in Gilboa. And so when Saul looked up and saw the host of Philistines against him, he was scared. He was utterly distressed. So he went in to ask guidance from God. This guy fasted. He prayed. God didn't talk. God said nothing to him. So he was afraid. He was like, what am I going to do? God did not speak to him both in dreams, through prophets, nothing. And so he was utterly distressed. Mind you, in that time, Saul abolished the practice of witchcraft and, all these mediums and everything. He abolished the practice of all this rubbish back then. And so when that happened, he told his servants and said to them that they should go find him a woman who is a medium, find him a woman who can help him communicate with the dead. And then they said to him, behold, there is a woman of Endor, a witch of Endor, and we can go to her and speak to her. He said, okay, sharp. So by night, they disguised and they went to her. And when they got there, he said to the woman, I want to communicate with a dead person, with a familiar spirit. Can you call him up for me? And the woman said to him, do you want King Saul to catch me? If King Saul should catch me, he will kill you. And then he said to her, please, don't be afraid. I will not allow any harm to come to you. She did not know he was King Saul. And so she said to him, who do you want me to call up? Now, mind you, that was the time when Samuel had died. Prophet Samuel was dead at that time. And so he said to her, call up Samuel, a familiar spirit. She did not know it was Prophet Samuel that he wanted to call up. So when she called him up, she screamed with a loud voice. I was like, what have you done? Are you not Saul? Are you not going to kill me? And then he said to her, do not be afraid. No harm will come to you. Now, what are you seeing? And the woman said to him, I see gods ascending from the earth. And he asked her, in what form do you see Samuel? And she said to him, I see an old man and he's covered up in a mantle. Kai! And so Saul fell on his face, realizing that that was Samuel. And Samuel said to him, why did they disturb me? I said they rest in peace, you go they disturb. Does that make sense to you? Then he said, please, I'm sorry to disturb you, but then I've cried unto God. God did not show me anything regarding how I'll do with the Philistines. And Samuel said to him, but God has departed from you. God has given your kingdom to somebody else. He has given your kingdom to David. So therefore, God is not with you. This is what you want to go up to. God is not with you because you did not execute judgment on Amalek. You did not execute the wrath of God on Amalek when God gave you the chance to. Therefore, the Philistines, they have risen against you and they will overcome you. Samuel added that you are going to go for that war. And by tomorrow, you and your sons will join me in the land of the dead. When Saul heard this, he was tired. The guy just weak. He fell. He was tired. And so because he had not eaten, he had been fasting. So he was greatly distressed. And so the woman saw him. I was like, okay, let me get food for you to eat. So the woman, she brought food for them and they ate and later left that night. So later on, during the war, the Philistines, they were strong against the children of Israel. They fought hard and long against them. And soon they killed the three sons of Saul. And when Saul found out that his sons were dead, he ran off and they chased after him. And you know these people that shoot arrow, the archers, they got him and he was sorely wounded. And so he said to his armor bearer, you know what's going to happen? I will not let these uncircumcised Philistines get me alive and torture me and abuse me and kill me themselves. Kill me. Draw your sword and kill me. His armor bearer said, I will not do such a thing. So I was like, oh. So he took his sword and fell upon it. Yes, he committed suicide. And when his armor bearer saw it, he took his own sword and killed himself too. And so Saul, his sons, the children of Israel that went to war with him, his men, his armor bearer, they all fell that day. The next day, the Philistines, they were going through the kills, and they saw the body of Saul. They cut off his head. They hung it in the city. They showed everybody, yes, we have killed this one. Then the men of Jabesh Gilead, they heard about the story, they heard what happened. So they went and they took the bodies of these men and they buried it under a tree in Jabesh. That was the end of King Saul. That was the end of his sons. And this story is a sad one. Thank you so much for staying with me. I'll see you next Sunday.